Good morning, y'all. Oh, I know I'm here early. It's about 6:22 in the morning. I had to wake up early again because this is the what's it, annual means they do a year. Yeah. No, annual. I think it does and it is annual. Yearly means they turn it off every year. This is the annual time that they turn the water off monthly, twice a month. Since it by being a new month, this is April, so this is the first time for April. Cause I'm noticing a pattern, and I have only been here 10 months. So in the 10 months that I've been here so far, minus the other little times that they've done so, minus the other little times that they have done so, before they moved us to this apartment in the back, and when I very first moved in the first week, they have already turned the water off twice every month, and starting 2025. Even though, yeah, I know 2025 just started 3 months ago, 4 months ago, if you count April. But yeah, they turned the water off in the last 2 months. This is the third time for the same thing. That they have seemingly fix it, and then this time, 14 days later, I was like, oh, we got to service the pipes. You just did that shit 14 days ago. And it's mighty convenient that they wait until after people pay their rent to turn the water off again. Whereas 14 days ago was the end of the month, end of March. They turned it off and then back on right quick. This is just what it seemed like to me. They turned it off, fixed it, then they found the leak, turned the water back off again. And she was like, oh, we don't have no update. But you telling me that there was a leak. They found a leak, that's why they turned it back off again. That's a fucking update. I consider that an update. Most people with common sense would say that's a damn update. And I'm coming to y'all before I even did my devotion. Because I'm all discombobulated and throw it off every time I have to get up to take a bath at 6 a.m. Because they're going to be turning the water off in a few hours. Between 8 and 9 o'clock. And leave it off for 7, 8, 9 hours. To service the pipes. But back to what I was saying. They turned the water off. They haven't turned it off yet. That's why I got up early. They're gonna turn the water off at 8 a.m. I think either 8 or 9. Whatever they noticed it was 14 days ago. They haven't, they must not have had to fix the leak. And I'm trying to this just me trying to get them the fucking benefit of the doubt. They must not have fixed the leak 14 days ago for them to have to come back out and do it again, unless that's the office calling them. Okay, it's the time to turn the water off again. They've paid their rent, so we're gonna turn the water off for the first time for April on the 4th. They gave everybody time enough to enjoy everything between the 21st for 14 days between the 21st and the 4th. So we're gonna need you to come back out and turn the water off again for 7, 8, 9, 10 hours. So, however you say that in Spanish. So, that's what they're doing. And I was just sitting here thinking while I was taking my shower earlier. And I'm like, you know what? March 3rd wasn't even the first time. And then they didn't even turn the water off March 3rd. They just said they was and ended up leaving it on all day. And how I remember that is because I had my husband call me. Like I told him on the 2nd, can you please call me tomorrow at 6 a.m. when you get up, then so I can get up and take me a damn shower for the morning, because I refuse to be sitting around the house stank all day. And with that being said, really quickly, a side note on that part, the water being off only bothers people who are home, who works from home, who likes to take showers. And I feel bad for the kids that got to go to school this Friday. Parents got to get them up extra early. Even though they should be in school by 8 o'clock anyway, school should have already started. But I don't know, what about the parents that ain't gotta leave for work until 9? And they turn the water off at 8. You might want to you gotta get up extra early to take your bath. So you won't be stinking going to work. I can see you come sweaty and stinking coming from work. Hopefully you don't get off before 2 o'clock. And you can take your shower. Hopefully they turn the water back on exactly at the time they say they're gonna turn it back on, and not like last time, 14 days ago. And I'm stressing this, 14 days ago, because it ain't that much time in between the last time they cut their water off, March 21st, to April 4th, to today. Like, why are y'all cutting the water off so quickly? Obviously it wasn't fixed, or y'all just doing that to help the owner save on his water bill. Well, like my mom said, this is what he get when he want everything mine. He's a mine type of person. I don't want you to touch it because that's my property. You're just paying rent to live in it. You're paying me to live there. So basically, he waited till we paid rent to turn the water off. So basically, it's like, to me, it feels like we paid him to turn the water off. Why the fuck can't you use some of that money to keep the water on? Obviously, there wasn't no fucking problem when y'all turned the water back on. Listen to this. It's been on for 14 days. It wasn't no problem. All of a sudden now, that's what to service the pipes. Didn't y'all just service the pipe 14 days ago? And then they found the leak. And then they fixed it. And it's been fine for 14 days. But all of a sudden now, it's another problem. The pipes don't need fucking servicing. This month, hopefully this turned out to be just like it was Monday, March 3rd, 2025. Because, listen, that same notice saying, we're gonna the water's gonna be off from 8 a.m. till about maybe 2, 3, 4 p.m. to service the pipes. And I found out the pipes didn't need fucking servicing because the water never did get turned off. Obviously, their mother stuff either fucked it up when they fixed it the first time, because I didn't see no standing water nowhere at the front of the apartments. I've been gone back and forth coming in and out the apartments all day yesterday, and I went somewhere the day before. For the last 3 days, I've been going back and forth. I ain't seen no busted pipes, no water, standing water, none of that. So the people that are doing the concrete, you have to push the concrete off, because where they getting the water from to make never mind. They got a cement truck that's already mixing it. So that's not the question. I'm just frustrated because this is honestly, there's a lot of, when we moved in, there's a lot of people moving out. The manager, I ain't gonna say her name, but she know who she is. She's like, yeah, there's a lot of people moving out. At the time, I'm like, there's multiple reasons. I'm thinking in my head now, thinking back, there's multiple reasons why people, and I've been seeing a whole lot of people moving out since then. There's multiple reasons why. But you ever thought that this could be one of the main reasons why people moving out? Why they continue to move out? Because there's no fucking reason why we should have to keep jugs and cases of water unless you drink cases of water, or getting like me now, you don't like the way the faucet water tastes. So you get cases of water because that's what you like. But no, you gotta get jugs of water, fill up your tub before they turn the water off, fill up your sink before they turn the water off, or even get jugs and multiple more cases of water. Because you never know when they're gonna turn the fucking water off. Well, you do know when it's the fact that they keep telling you, we're gonna turn the water off, to service the pipes. Why the fuck do you keep turning shit back on then? Because it is still legal to just turn the water off to apartments that you have people living in and never turn it back on again. So they have to turn it off, and they have to have a reason. From what I read online, they have to have a reason. The landlord have to have a reason to keep turning the water off. They can't just keep turning it off and just leave it off. He shouldn't be able to keep turning it off, saying that it was fixed the first time after you fixed it the first time. Oh, it's fixed. Hopefully it'll be back on before we leave for the day. It was back on. Now it's going to be back off again. It was back on for 14 days. Now it's going to be back off again. Like, what the fuck? I am tired. This for me would be one of the main reasons why the fuck I leave. And I'm sorry, I'm talking now, y'all. I know it's 6 something. Probably what, 6:32 now. I apologize. So I had to get this off my chest. I haven't even started my devotion yet, which I'm finna go start in a few minutes. I'm just ass backwards today. Because normally I would wash my face, go start my devotion. Well, I wash my face, brush my teeth, go start my devotion. Then I would come in here and take my shower. Then I'll go back in there and make my bed and be done for the day. No. I had to come in here, wash my face, take my shower, go back, I made my bed, change my clothes, up in there, and then now I'm gonna go start my devotion. Then I'm gonna be ready for the day. That's ass backwards. And then turn the water off. You got people that can't cook for 7 hours. What if they got a baby at home and they don't have bottled water? So you're just telling me that these people about gotta go buy bottles of water to cook their food here because the electricity's still on. Thank God for that. But the water ain't. Remember what the hell? Like I said, this for me is one of the main reasons why I think, and this is just me thinking, why all those people kept moving out. Because if this is happening now, this probably happened way before I moved here 10 months ago. This probably been happening for a long time. With everything else that happens here, we're not gonna speak about right now. But yeah, this is one of the main fucking reasons why people move and have been moving. Nobody wants to keep dealing with this every 14 days. Well, not even just every 14 days. That's just a lap in between months. From the end of the one month to the beginning of the next one when they turn the water off. So now I'm expecting, if I stay here any longer, even just thinking about May, they're going to turn the water off between May 3rd and May 4th. And then again on the 20-something of May. So when we get to the 20-something of April, I'm going to just be expecting, as soon as the 20th hit, between the 20th and April 31st, or April 3rd to have many days in April, I'm expecting them to turn the water off again. That's crazy as hell. That I moved from one apartment because we kept having water problems. The other apartment would never put a notice on the door. They started, and then they just didn't give a shit. And they had water problems. Now you get down here thinking everything that wouldn't be a problem again. And they having a problem again. Like, damn, they having a problem down there. Like, y'all can't keep the water off, and then y'all just keep fucking turning the water off. I can see if I wasn't at home all day. I can see if I'd help. The best thing would be if I didn't live here. Like I said, I am grateful and I have been trying to find the positive things of living here, but this is one of the major negative reasons to why I think, in my opinion, people are moving out, plus other reasons, and their personal reasons. But like I said, I'm going to speak for me. This would be one of the reasons why if I was them, I'm gone. Then too, they're doing renovations. They're gonna raise the rent. Like I told my mom, there's no way around it. They're gonna raise the rent because they're putting everything new in the apartment. The owner's gonna find he might not do it the first month or so, but eventually, then you're gonna start seeing an increase in your rent. Just watch. And then too, it'll probably be an increase in your rent due to the tariffs and stuff that the president is doing. So it's gonna be a double increase. Not just one. Not just for one reason. It's going to be double because the landlord, the company, if y'all can see me doing air quotations, the owner is going to raise the rent because he's going to sit back and think, hey, I just completely paid for a complete renovation of the inside of the apartment. So everything in that apartment is new. And all those apartments are new. We're going to raise the rent. I need to recoup that money. So we're going to raise the rent on the tenants there. And you'll be blessed. You gotta thank your lucky stars and kiss his ass because he even told you, if he tell you. If you don't surprise and be like, surprise for raising the rent. You can either stay or you can leave. I hate those type of, I don't know what to call them, but I hate those type of people. So yeah. My husband was like, just give me 6 months and we're gonna be on our way, sir. If I gotta find something else around Houston until we can be on our way, we just gonna have to do that because I can't keep doing this here shit every month, 2 times a month. Because it's a pattern. I can say that because so far, they couldn't, like I was going to tell y'all, they couldn't do it in February because we had that snowstorm. And they needed us to have water to be able to let the pipes drip a little bit. So the pipes won't burst and freeze and bust open. So they couldn't turn the water off in February. I mean, once it started getting warmer, if I could remember, they may have turned it back, and they might have turned it off at the end of February. But I know for a fact they turned it off. They sent out a letter March 3rd, but they ended up not doing it. And that's when this whole thing started. And then at the end of March, which I wasn't thinking they was going to do this shit again. Now, learning from the previous situation, yes, this is becoming a habit. And I can say becoming a habit because, like I said, I've only been here 10 months. Minus the first few situations, the first month or so, week to a month or so that I've been here, they turned the water off after that. One major time I remember they turned the water off after the office closed. At 7 p.m., when I went to take a shower or wash my dishes, I went to wash my dishes and the water just turned off. You just didn't have no water. You couldn't call the office because the office had been closed by that time for 2 hours. And it was getting dark outside. It was already, it was dark outside already. They had to use the people that was digging during the water had to use a headlight to see what they were digging at. What the fuck? Who works on water when it's dark, let alone at a business after the business done closed already? I guess somebody started, and then my other little times when they moved us back to this apartment, when I seen that lady up at the front, I was like, I went up there, what was wrong? Anybody know what's going on with the water? Why we don't have no water? They used to not put no notice on nobody door, they just turn it off. And then you have to call them. When you call them, nobody will answer the phone. It's like they're avoiding your phone calls because they know what they did is wrong. So the lady was like, well, that was 2 times right there. It was 2 different months. I think that was January, to be honest with you. Yeah, they did it in January. They just couldn't do it in February because of the snowstorm. At least that was in late January to early. That was either between late January or early February because they couldn't do it around the 20 something. So now they're paying us back doing it twice a month. That's air conditioning. The first one happened in 2024 towards the end of 2024. Well, the beginning of 2020. It was like between May and July. Because July we had a hurricane. May we had a storm, I think a tropical storm. So it was like June-ish. Because we moved back here in August. Yeah, so that had to happen in May or June, somewhere up in there. But yeah, it just don't make no damn sense. That lady, she was like, well, I dropped something, sorry y'all. But she was like, I'm gonna tell. I was like, well, do anybody know what happened to the water? Why we don't have water? She was like, yeah, I was trying to wash my hands and then the water just went off. She was like, she went in the house to wash her hands and there wasn't no water. I was like, yeah, I was gonna wash my dishes and then there's no fucking water in the middle of the day. No note, no nothing. She was like, I'm gonna tell them that they need to start putting notes on people's door. I think she was either one of the owners, related to the owner, or worked for the owner in some kind of capacity somewhere, because they got on that quick. Right after she seemed like she mentioned that, they got on that quickly. So then they start sending out notes. And now, here we are now, fast forward to April 4th. They're sending out notes. This is what's making people move, in my opinion. And I'm entitled to have my opinion because it's just my opinion. This here is why people have been packing their shit and leaving. And I'm gonna get the memo too. I ain't too far behind. I'm just waiting on my husband before I make a major ass move like that. But yeah, I will see y'all later. Bye guys. I'm gonna get started on my devotion. Bye now.